All right, it's July 22nd. Oh, weird. Yeah, July 22nd, 2022. Doing some scouting for this season for public land. Pretty, I'll throw some photos on the video. I've got some big private land bucks to chase. I think I've got 3 good ones on camera. One that's, I think, a giant. That I basically, I had a chance where I could have gone in and taken him last year, but it was late in the season, and I kind of gave myself a rule that I was going to just shoot one good buck on private land every year, and try to get the other off of public. So I had him on camera in the area where I shot my big buck last year, and could have gone in and potentially taken him, but decided to pass and hope that he survived, and he did. Yay! So exciting, because he's looking like he's gonna be huge. So that's exciting. But my number one goal of the year is, aside from having my oldest, who was 11, get her first deer, my biggest goal for myself is to get a good buck off of public land. So I've got some, I've got a cell cam that I have just been sitting on, and I want to get it out soaking and getting information for me. So I'm headed to some public land that I've hunted in the past, in a spot where I know that people aren't usually walking down into, because I don't want it to get stolen. And this isn't the first time. I've been out a couple of days this year already, and both times I intended on putting out a camera on public land, and both times I didn't have service where I was at after I'd gone through the labor. I mean, I scouted out some really good spots to hang a stand, but as far as getting a camera up has been fail. So I'm gonna head to this spot that I think that there's decent service there, and it's right at a creek crossing. So hopefully, and it's back a ways into a spot where people don't like to walk. So hoping that is gonna be the case, and get it back into that spot and see if there's any nice bucks in the area, because I definitely would like to get a good one this year off of public land. So that's the goal. That's what we're doing, and we'll see how it works out. I don't think power lines get enough publicity. I'm on this power line here, and they're usually pretty thick and gnarly. Like, I'm in this morning and my pants are soaked. They're usually pretty gnarly to get through, and there's some deer trails through them, but they're usually pretty tall. Like, usually good stuff like that. You know, deer bedded in that stuff. And they got some good back cover. I'm down in a little ditch, and you know, I mean, this is a great spot because you got thick cover right here. Hill over here on this side, and then you got your bed, one bed, and there's not a bed right there. Probably a doe bedding area or bachelor group. And they could be bedding here in the middle of the night while they're feeding, but got a little escape path right through here, and it's just gnarly thick cover down in there. Just, I mean, that's just a jungle. But I think, I know I wouldn't be the first one to say it, but I think some of these power lines probably are a little bit of an untapped resource, especially come rut, when things are moving all over the place. I mean, there's trails, obvious trails, usually going right down this side and right down the other side, and you know they're just cruising through here checking the bedding. It's not checking bedding areas. So just a thought for the day. We got a lot of power lines in this area, and I might start paying more attention to them. this could be a fun spot to observe during the rut. Like I said, you got trails coming down both sides over here, and you can see a long ways off. I feel like you really have a good chance of zeroing in on a buck if you could get him on his feet and see where he's coming in and out of. Some of that stuff is so thick that you wouldn't see him, but there's some clearings and some low spots where it's just basically grass. But you can almost just get up at one of these telephone poles, electric poles. It's wide open here. Another long ways away down there. All edge, both sides. And some of this stuff is definitely walkable. Just gotta find it, and there's usually a trail going through the gnarly stuff. Definitely might start paying more attention to these. Now I gotta focus so I don't get soaked here. Alright, so this wasn't my most brilliant idea I've ever had, but I had it in my mind that I would get back in the swamp at some point, and had a birthday party that was canceled because of rain. So took the opportunity, had the day off, and I'm back in the swamp. Found a pretty interesting little spot though. Not really enough to hang a trail camera on, but let me flip this around. Everything's wet, so it's not working very well. There we go. So we've got just this like little wooded spot in the middle of the swamp. It's pretty high ground. Is definitely beds. And if it was a little bit bigger, I might hang a trail camera. But an interesting spot that I might try to get back to during hunting season and just set up a little ambush. Because back up the trail that way, I already walked up to it, and I reconfirmed because I scouted it probably 4 years ago. But there's a lake right up here, and right along the lake are some decent sized trees with buck beds underneath every single one of them. So might possibly try to set up just in here. Honestly, like I could be here as long as I don't kick anything out of this bed, if there is anything in this bed. Tuck in right here or back in that corner. Just wait for something to come down this trail. That's pretty close quarters and smell, and have to be a windy day. But interesting to say the least. Stuff is tough to navigate and hunt, I would guess, because I haven't tried hunting it yet. Haven't tried hunting cattails, but have always wanted to try. Just hard to find. I mean, I could get up on one of these trees, and hopefully in the fall some of this will lay down, but I could wait till winter time probably, and most of it will be laid down. But all right.